Alrighty, well this would be a new bedroom wall. This camera's not picking it up great as the shadows are starting to come on it all. But anyway, long and short of it is, nice new Baltic pine. And get this, full lengths, the whole way, no joints. Hey, not second hand like when we patched up this wall here and that rebuilt more or less that front peak around the front there, which actually needs another paint. This is, yeah, all new stuff. Now, back in 2010, I went and played around with all this wobbly looking crap. Look at some of the wobbles in this. The idea was to try and save money. It was a failed idea, and due to inflation calculations and what the cost of this were at the time versus minus today's inflation, I honestly think if I had done it like this to begin with, it would have been 1/3 of the cost of this bullshit. In hindsight, how many times have you stepped out to save some money and ended up spending far more than you would have if you had just gone and stuck to the original plan? Anyway, this here is custom-made corner, which works quite well and has done so for some time. What do you reckon, Putty? You wall? Hey? Doesn't quite look right. You're a little bit suspicious, are you, buddy? Oh. What happened? It's all changed. Anyway, this end wall was an absolute crock of shit, basically, and was actually starting to come away from the rest of it. So yeah, there was some very dodgy little adjustments that had to be made to make the whole lot all fly, and basically that's your last stud in there, and all these bits are all sort of held in from the other side, and then I think there's some screws come in from the top or the sides of a lot of these to try and assist all this, which has worked fairly well, but it's still, you know, a little bit of a gap there. There's me system. You probably hear it running actually. That's the one that it takes the hot air out. You see that little black thing there? That's actually waterproof fuse up there, and then it's directly wired straight into the little 10-watt solar panel. That's oh, you can see the bottom base of it there. There's my new what's his name I put on. Frickin' way too big. Way too big! But it works damn well, actually. And I mean, it's probably been sitting around here doing nothing since bloody 1965 or something, so we might as well use it. Cat's still a bit confused by it all. A lot of this crap of, this is a heap of shit as well. This thing here, this was put in 2010, and it was painted and painted and painted, and down this point she's starting to crack open like there's no tomorrow, and even around here. So all this bit here is all basically rotting, which sort of pissed me off because I went and painted it all, and I'd done it right. I didn't put it straight in the wood straight in the ground. It's on a galvanised stirrup and the whole bloody 9 yards, but it may be something to do with water runoff coming straight off the edge of here. But anyway, I'm going to have to replace that in due course. This is just propping up all this side at the moment, because this veranda was a buggered up in a big rush near the end, and yeah, you can see it. The one piece, which wasn't the right length, tack another bit, tack another bit, tack another, it's a frickin' mess. Unfortunately, this never was long enough, but that's a lovely long piece of wood, but I would like to redo this entire length here, and I hopefully don't have to get rid of this because there's a lot of screws that have been put into this. Hopefully I can make up some sort of a bracket or some bullshit to try and do a nicer job of that if at all possible, and replace all this. For the meantime, I've just got to whack a few screws somehow, somewhere, to prop this damn thing up. And there's also another piece that has been sitting along here to try and hold those roof sheets from moving too much. Yeah, anyway, we're going to do a few temporary bits and bobs with all of this stuff, because I think in due course, not too far away, a lot of this is going to get all redone anyway. What do you reckon, Pussy? Yeah. Anyway, sort of come out quite nicely, really. Anyway, that's what's up with all that. This is my original fence that never actually got cut off, that was just around this corner. We had to pull that out to even get the old one off, get all the grey plastic off. But I've got to try and wind all this up here now, and yeah, next time you see this, it'll probably be painted with a gutter re-put back on it. And see, that was the trouble. That there, I never put an actual... Well, I had a pipe on it, but it just dropped straight on the ground. Straight down here, and if you notice, we've been digging out quite a bit of leaf litter. And of course, it's rotted all the beam in the bottom here. But that was the same beam that I originally had on it when I got the place. You know, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 studs, actually 9 studs based on it, along with about a dozen bloody floor joists, and you know, there's about 20 things relying on that one thing, and it's yeah, not good that it's trying to go rotten. But we break up a bit of the concrete to stop that continuously flushing water or keeping water up close to it, to give it a bit of a chance to hit the ground and drain, not just bloody keep flowing back into that same beam that everything's mounted on. But yeah, it's you know, damn near impossible to replace that beam, because there's so much riding on that one beam, and this is parts of it here that have actually come off rotten. That's bits of it there that we plucked off, because that was the wood mould on it. I mean, that is actually, that's not mud or anything, that's actually wood mould. Huge big bloody wood fungi, all this shit here and there and there. It's actually wood fungi. So yeah, she's in a bit of a bad state, that beam. But anyway, I think it's just going to have to be another house in 10 years' time. And now that I've learned what I've learned about precast concrete, or just, well, not precast concrete alone, but just any sort of concrete formwork and related stuff like ferro cement and stuff like that, I think it wouldn't be a stupid idea to head towards a completely concrete dome house. Sounds crazy, is fairly doable, or at least not a domed house, but at least a straight-walled, possibly domed roof. Maybe not even a domed roof, maybe just literally a gable roof. But anyway, I'm going to work something else out in the future, because this old joint's, oh man, it's rough.